सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः
ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः
पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः
भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः
रङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः
स्तुष्ट्वागुंसस्तनूभिः
देवहितं यदायुः
व्यशेमदेवहितं यदायुः
इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः
स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः
स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः
स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः
स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः
स्वस्ति
नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः
स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु
नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु
शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
अविद्यायाम् अन्तरे वर्तमानाः
अविद्यायाम् अन्तरे वर्तमानाः
स्वयं धीराः पण्डितं मन्यमानाः
स्वयं धीराः पण्डितं मन्यमानाः
जङ्घन्यमानाः पर्यन्ति मूढाः अन्धेनैव नीयमाना यथान्धाः So we were looking at how in this khanda Upanishad started with the Apara Vidya, and as part of that it was talking about how this karma and karma phala one gains by doing the karma, and the karma also it described Agnihotra, how to do, and also the other karma which you are supposed to do along with Agnihotra. And if you do all that karma, your own punya, all the ahutis which you have given in the fire, because of that you are gaining punya, and that punya is going to lead you to Swargaloka. And in that Swargaloka you can enjoy. But the problem is what? That Swarga Gamanam itself is not the ultimate. That they don't know. Those who are committed to karma, okay, they think that that is Shreyas, or the ultimate good, or moksha. So those who think like that, they are all mudaha, like that in the previous in the previous verse the Upanishad told. Such people only now it is going to describe in few more verses to make clear that karma phala can never be your ultimate end. Okay, so we have to be very clear about that. Whatever you may gain, through karma, whether here in this loka, or if you are a Vaidika and you believe in punya papa and that punya will take you to Swarga, then even if you go to Swarga, that is not the ultimate end. So that has to be clear in your mind, and you have to develop a certain vairagya or dispassion. For that only the Upanishad is now talking about all these people who think that karma is the important thing. They are called karmatha also. So it is addressing those people. So it is saying they are all avidyayam antare vartamana. So they are all drowned in avidya, as though they are in avidya, they are within avidya. And swayam dhiraha panditam manyamana. So they themselves, swayam, they think what they are. Dhiraha means I am a viveki. I know what is right, what is wrong, what is nitya, anitya, all that. And they think they know everything. Panditam also. I am knowledgeable and I have discrimination. Like that they think. So swayam dhiraha panditam manyamanaha. So but what happens to them ultimately? Janganyamanaha pariyanti mudaha. So they are all deluded people only, and they go around and round in this samsara, and they face all types of afflictions. Being born itself is an affliction, and then you grow old, you have disease, you have death. So all that they go in this vicious cycle. They go round and round, and they are like andhe naiva niyamana yathandaha. So they are like blind people, okay, and the blind is leading the blind. That means they will fall somewhere. They don't know where danger is on the road, or whether they are even walking on the proper road, we don't know. So they are all like blind people being led by blind. So that is why here again we have to remember one thing. The parampara is very important. Okay. See, you can go to any guru, but what you have to see is that whether that guru has a guru or not. Many people nowadays are all, if you see, they don't have any parampara. So they are apne aap. So this apne aap will not work. Of course, many of these people, those who are gurus, they are teaching something. Maybe they have a certain insight and they are offering you something. That's why so many people are going to them. But still, it is like even if you want to study any other subject, you want to go to a college or university, we see what kind of university it is, correct? It's not that we go and join anywhere and everywhere. So like that, if you want to choose a guru, if you want to study with somebody, you have to see whether any teaching is there really. Just learning some technique is not good enough. Of course, some technique, whatever they are teaching you, may help you to calm your mind, to become emotionally mature, which is fine. Or in some other cases, they are only marketing some kind of miracle and all that. Even let us say they are doing some miracle and they are curing you of some disease and all that, or whatever else they are claiming. Okay, whether that miracle is going to give you any substantial thing in your own life, also you have to think. Just having some miracle or somebody is teaching you some technique is not good enough. Understand that. They have to teach Shastra. Only the Shastra can give you moksha. No other thing can give you what the Shastra can give you, because Shastra is giving you the limitless. Nobody else can better the limitless. Understand that. Only those who are teaching Shastra can give you the limitless. So wherever you go, whether Shastra is being taught or not, and whether they have a proper teaching methodology, the Sampradaya also is important. So there has to be a parampara. Only in the parampara the Sampradaya is there. The teaching methodology is coming in a lineage. So you have to know what is their lineage and whether they have the right methodology to teach you. These things are all very important. If they don't have that, they are like only blind people leading other blind people. In this world, anybody can get followers. It's not a big deal. You can go and say something and then there are some 100 people to follow you. But even a student has to be showing some viveka in terms of which guru one should go after. later on in the same Upanishad, it is going to talk about, in fact, who can be a guru also is very important. Because a guru is somebody on whom you have to have Shraddha, correct? Guru and Shastra Vakya, you would have Shraddha. And even one of the values which we saw before, talked about in Bhagavad Gita and even in other Upanishads, is that you have to serve your Guru, Acharyopasanam, we saw that. So an Acharya has to be respected, and in fact you have to be committed to do whatever the Acharya is telling you. You should be ready to do some seva to the Acharya. So that means you are going to actually put a lot of your own time and emotions and lot of things you have to actually put in. Whether that Acharya is a person who will not manipulate you is very, very important, because a person who is understanding this Vedanta properly, his own vision of himself is not as a small person. So that is what is called Nishtha. The one who has the Nishtha in Brahman, one who is a Brahmanistha, means what? One who looks upon oneself as the limitless, one who is clear about this vision, himself or herself, will not have any pressure to manipulate anybody else. Understand that. Anybody who is trying to manipulate you, you should not go and get caught there, because all this cult and different gurus are all very good at manipulating people. They are misusing people's Shraddha, and later on, after 10 years, 20 years and all, people are distraught. I have seen some people like that. So one of the important things is that a guru should teach and let the Shishya then handle his or her own life. Of course, if somebody is going to the guru and asking for some advice and all that, the guru will advise. That's not an issue. But even that advice should be in such a way that it is neutral. Correct? It cannot be for the advantage of the guru or guru himself or herself. So a real guru will not be manipulating you in any way. That is important. Those who are manipulative are actually small people. Only small people will like to control others or manipulate others. They don't have the real vision then. So these are all some things you have to be careful. Otherwise it is like andhe naiva niyamana yathandhaha. So otherwise you are like a blind person following another blind person, and you are investing so much of your time and emotions and energy, everything. And later on, after many years, you find out you fall down in the road following the wrong person. You fall into a ditch. Then it is very difficult, correct? You are distraught. You will be hurt. So it is very difficult to come out of all those things also. So that's why we have to be careful. Wherever there is teaching, there only you have to go. And the teacher also should not be manipulative. These are all very important things, and that is something you have to look out for. Okay, because nowadays it's a spiritual supermarket. The consumer has to be consumer beware, correct? It is like that. It is like that. So you have to be careful. Okay. Continuing. Avidyayam bahuda vartamanaha.
Avidyayam bahuda vartamanaha.
Vayam kritartha iti abhimanyanti balaha.
Vayam
Nyanti balaha.
Iti abhimanyanti balaha.
Yabhimanyanti balaha.
Nityabimanti balaha.
Abhimanyanti. Okay.
Yabhimanyanti balaha.
Yat karmino na pravedayanti ragat.
यत्कर्मिणो न प्रवेदयन्ति रागात्
Tenaturaha Shinaloka. Here I think there is something is wrong. Shinaloka Chyavante. It is Chakara, here it is wrong. Instead of Chyavante, it is something else is there, it is a mistake. So don't follow this. Tena Aturaha Shinaloka Chyavante.
Kasyavante.
Tina lokaha chyavante. Like that, we have to break that. So the Shruti is continuing. In fact, it will continue for few more verses like this in the same. It is trying to teach you the same thing. So it is saying what? It is really coming hard on the karmatas. Those who say that karma is everything. Okay, so they are all avidyayam bahudha vartamanaha. So Bahuda means here they have many different notions. Okay. So they are again steeped in ignorance. They are drowned in ignorance and they have many different types of notions. And all are wrong notions also. And what do they think? Vayam kritarthaha. So we are the ones who have accomplished whatever is to be accomplished. Like that they think. Iti abhimanyanti. So they themselves think that we have achieved something great. We are great. We have accomplished whatever is to be accomplished. Everything we have accomplished. Kritartha means artha. We talk about purushartha, correct? So whatever purusharthas are there, all of them we have already. Kritam means we have done or we have accomplished. Like that they think, but they are really what? Balaha. So Upanishad again is using the word Balaha. So they think they are well informed. They have done whatever it is to be done. But they are all really like children only. They are like Balaha. Balaha here means Aviveki. Okay. Not that really their age is young or anything like that, but they are childish, more than childlike. Childlike is more like a compliment, but here balaha means they are childish, because like even children sometimes they are fixated on something, correct? It is very difficult to get their mind out of something. Once they get fixated, they can be very difficult to handle. Something like that we have to take here. So these people are fixated on karma. They think karma is ultimate, karma phala is everything, and it's not very difficult. It's not very easy to go and even talk to them. So they are like children, balaha. And what else? Yat karminaha na pravedayanti raga. So raga. See, this word raga and dvesha we'll be using a lot when we learn Vedanta, because the psychology of our shastras, if you say, whatever psychology is there, okay, because some people are trying to use the word psychology also, I don't feel very comfortable, but okay, Vedic psychology you can say in one way. How does the Veda look at an individual? So the Veda looks at an individual as one who has raga and dvesha in a very simple manner. Okay, so we all have our likes and dislikes. Okay, so again, why we have likes and dislikes also we can look at it. That also we have analyzed even in the previous class, I think, because we look upon ourselves as a limited being. So once you look upon yourself as a limited person with respect to space, with respect to time, with respect to your own intellect, your capabilities of your mind, or even with respect to how much you can enjoy, in whichever standpoint you look at yourself, you have made a judgment that I am limited. A limited person means you are a wanting person. So as soon as you look at yourself as a wanting person, you are going to have likes and dislikes. You cannot escape that. Okay, so you have likes for certain things and you have dislikes. So even as an individual, let us see, as long as your likes and dislikes are in tune with what is right and what is wrong, at least you can follow dharma without too much conflict. Okay, but even that is not true, correct? Many times what happens, whatever you like is not the right thing to do, or whatever you dislike is the right thing to do. That means there is a conflict. We all face all these conflicts in our life because somebody even said whatever I like is either immoral, illegal or calorific, they said. Because you want to diet, but all the things, when you are dieting only you are looking, whenever you go out somebody is offering you sweet, pastry, all kinds of things, nice fried items. So what do? You want to lose weight, but you like all these nice fried items, sweets. That's a conflict, correct? So this conflict we are facing all the time. So one of the things as a Vedanta student is that I should be able to handle my desires. Whether my desires are handling me or I am handling the desires is an important thing. That's where your own maturity comes into the picture. If you are a mature person, according to our tradition, you should be the master of your own raga and dvesha. In spite of your likes and dislikes, if you are able to do the right thing in a particular situation, then you are a mature person. Understand that likes and dislikes are there for everybody. We cannot totally be without likes and dislikes. Even for a jnani, his nature is there. Like that Bhagavan says, even in the Bhagavad Gita, Sadrisham chestate swasyaha prakriter jnanavanapi. Like that Bhagavan says, even for a jnani, his nature is there. As an individual, you are brought up, let us say I was brought up in South India. So I like idli sambar more than dal roti, let us say. Nothing wrong, correct? That's how I like idli sambar and curd rice has to be there always, let us say. And I don't particularly care for dal and roti. That's how I was brought up. I can't do much about that, correct? But let us say I go to Rishikesh, I only get dal roti, means I am not going to cry or keep complaining about that. I can manage. It's not my like maybe, but it's okay. Still I have to eat something and get along. So we should be able to manage our raga and dvesha. You have to have a certain mastery over there. And in spite of your likes and dislikes, you should be able to do the right thing in a particular situation. Then you are a mature person. Then you will have no conflicts in your day-to-day life also. The conflict will be less. Your mind will automatically be calm then. Because if you have a lot of conflicts with reference to your own likes and dislikes, you can't be a calm person. You will have tension, you will have stress. Okay? And it will affect your physical health also if you are mentally not peaceful. So all these issues are there. So this managing the likes and dislikes is an important thing. That's what even Bhagavad Gita talks about it a lot. So it looks upon as a person as one who has likes and dislikes, and it talks about if you do not fulfill your likes and dislikes, what happens for a normal person, then you have hurt, correct? If what you dislike happens and what you like does not happen, you are hurt as a person. The hurt, again, what happens? Sometimes we just, that pain we can't handle right now means we push it into the subconscious. Even as a child, I am saying it's very important, because most of our adult problems are also coming from childhood. Because as a child, if you are hurt, one is you don't have the language to talk about your own feelings, really, your emotions. The other is, if it is too painful for the child will simply push it into the subconscious or unconscious. It goes into the unconscious, and it may again start laughing and try to behave normally, because the approval from the parents is very important for the child. So it cannot always be sad also. But what happens, all these things go in and they don't go anywhere else, it will come out also. Once you become an adult, once you feel secure in a relationship, those old things will come out. And it's a problem, it has to be handled. It has to be handled properly and processed. Then only, otherwise it is going, the child, the hurt child will be controlling the adult. Because as an adult you have certain viveka, certain discrimination, some knowledge, but all that knowledge and discrimination will become useless if the child in you is controlling you. And the child again does not, for a child its likes and dislikes are more important than even what is right or wrong. That is okay as a child, but as an adult again you have better, even a child even understands. It's not that children don't understand. Everybody has a certain idea about what is right and wrong. Everybody can sense what is right and wrong. That is what we call conscience and all that, correct? It is given, Bhagavan has given us that ability. Of course we can be confused also. In some cases, Dharma Sankata is there. Even if Dharma Sankata is there, as an adult, you are supposed to go to somebody and get clarified. It is your duty. You cannot say that I had Dharma Sankata, so I did something wrong. That is not a valid excuse. Okay? You cannot say I did not know what is Dharma. See, ignorance is not even a defense in a court of law. You cannot go to a court of law and say I was ignorant of the law, so I committed a mistake. The judge will not accept that argument. Understand that. So it's the same in our life also. It's not that you cannot say that I was ignorant and all that. You have always we sense what is right or wrong. But are we able to act according to that or not? Depends on your own likes and dislikes, whether they are in conflict with what is right and what is wrong. And in such a conflicting situation, whether you are able to choose the right thing or not is the other thing. So that is the important thing. If you have maturity, a mature person will choose the right thing, or at least is trying to choose the right thing, correct? If you are growing as a person, as an adult, who is an adult? An adult is one who is able to manage one's own likes and dislikes, at least I would put it that way. So as an adult you should be able to do that. Then only you are a mature person, or at least you are trying to be a mature person. So that is very important. Now here, with reference to this karmi, the Upanishad is saying what? These karmatas, their desire for this karma phala is so much, correct? So they don't know. What they don't know? So yat karminaha na pravedayanti. So they do not know. What they do not know? They do not know the Atma. Okay? They do not know what is the limitless, what is moksha. All these things they do not know because of their own desire for this karma phala. So as long as you think that karma phala is everything, then you can't even teach Vedanta to such people. Understand that Vedanta is always taught to those who ask for it. One, you cannot go to the road and preach to everybody. You can't teach Vedanta to everybody unless they ask for. The other thing is they should also have a certain discrimination with reference to what they want. Okay. So they should have seen. In fact, I think that you should be an accomplished person in some way or the other. Those who have serious complexes, whether it is inferiority complex or superiority complex, or those who feel that they have to accomplish something in life and all that, let them take care of their complexes and accomplish whatever they want to accomplish. Because those who have accomplished something and then seen the limitations of those accomplishments, they can only become the correct student, or they are the ones who can be qualified to study Vedanta. Is that clear? So those who are still enamored by karma phala, or those who are still working very hard to accomplish something in life and all, let them accomplish that. For them we will teach dharma. At least accomplish whatever you want to accomplish according to the dharma. Don't become an adharmi. Because a greedy person, greed is what? We have likes and dislikes, but one more level if you go is, that is greed. Greed means what? To fulfill your likes and dislikes, you are ready to do adharma, means you are a greedy person. Okay, Ravana. So in our Purana and all you can see different characters are there. So Asura, Rakshasa and all, what is their trait is that they are ready to do adharma to fulfill their own likes and dislikes. That is what is the quality of an Asura. But at least you don't be like that. You accomplish whatever you want to accomplish by following dharma, which is good for you also, ultimately. But for a Vedanti, even that is not enough. You should see the limitations of your own accomplishments. You should be able to see the limitations of your accomplishments and how it is not going to make you free from your wants, correct? Even though you have accomplished something and fulfilled one want, there are hundreds of other wants, hundreds of other desires which are unfulfilled. When are you going to fulfill all those things? It's an endless journey. That has to be clear to you. Unless that is clear, you will not know this self easily. It's not easy to know. So you will only be the one who is going after karma phala. So those who are going after karma phala, they do not know the self. And if you do not know yourself as the limitless, and if you don't have moksha, what happens to you? Then they tena athura, by them. Okay, what happens? Shina lokaha. So they become aturaha, means they are afflicted, and they go to all this. Shina lokaha means what? Whatever, lesser places, whether this earth itself you can consider like that, or even below that. Okay, different, we talk about patala and all that, correct? Different types of hell, if you want to say, are also there. Okay, rasatala, talatala, patala and all that, different lokas are there. So they go there also, because they are only interested in karma phala. So this is an important thing. So the Upanishad here is trying to tell you that karma phala is not everything. You can become, what can you become in this world? Okay, whatever you can become the highest. Even then, are you completely satisfied with yourself? Will you be completely satisfied with yourself? That you have to think about. So whatever you may achieve, you will not be satisfied with yourself, because whatever you achieve also is limited. So our fundamental problem is one of self non-acceptance, born out of this dissatisfaction only, because I am unsatisfied or dissatisfied with me, because even after all my accomplishments I am still a wanting person only. In my own vision, if I am a wanting person, you will still be dissatisfied. You cannot accept yourself as you are, so you have to do something. See, that is why even if you become a Miss World, let us say, even a Miss World has to put on makeup. Why? Everybody is saying you are Miss World, Miss Universe, you are the most beautiful and all that. Of course, makeup in our tradition also we have all this alankara and all is there. You can have alankara, but if you are still putting a makeup due to some kind of a pressure is there, correct? Otherwise I may not be beautiful. Or even within yourself, even if the whole world says you are great and all that, you don't really feel that. Sometimes things like this also happen. So these are all, some things are there. So we have to have viveka here. So if you don't have this viveka, and if you are not a master of your own likes and dislikes, then you can't know this self. As an ignorant jiva, as an ignorant individual, you have to go to different lokas. And your karma is having all sorts of combinations, correct? You have both punya and papa. And so what karma is going to get exhausted in the next life and all, we don't know. So you can go to any kind of loka. So that's what this particular verse is talking about. We will go to the next one now. Ishta purtam manyamanaha.
इष्टापूर्तं मन्यमाना
Varishtam nanyat shreyaha vedayante pramudhaha.
नान्यश्रेयो वेदयन्ते प्रमूढाः
Akasya prishte te sukrite anubhutva.
नाकस्य प्रशेते सुकृतेन भूत्वा
Not visarga is not there. So nakasya prishte te sukritenu bhutva.
नाकस्य पृष्ठे सुकृतेन
भूत्वा
Imam lokam heenataram va vishanti.
इमं लोकहीनतरं वा विशन्ति.
So further the Upanishad is now talking about the same kind of people. Ishtapurtam. See, Ishtapurtam is a nice word. Ishti means all this homa and all we do, correct? Ij, it comes from the dhatu ij. Ishti. Ishta means any worship, prayer and all you are doing, correct? Vaidika karma, they are all called ishti. So even kari rishti means, kari rishti is a particular yaga you do to get rain. Okay. Putra kameshti. So Dasharatha is supposed to have done the Putra kameshti. He brought the Rishi Shringa for that and he did that, and then he got Rama, Lakshmana and all these children, correct? So ishti means it comes from the dhatu ij, to worship, and here particularly it means all the different Vaidika karma. Nowadays we can take all other kinds of prayer also. You go to temple, all these things are all ishti only. You do some puja at home. Then purtam. Purta karma means all kinds of other dharma karya which we do, correct? So you can say seva work. So as part of Purta karma also there is a whole list is there in fact. Kupa, Vapi, Kupa, Tatakadi, like that Bhashyakara says sometimes. So Vapi, Kupa, Tatakadi means what? You go and dig a well. Not in your own home, but common well for the village, let us say. So that is a Kupa. Then Vapi, Tataka and are all also different water bodies. okay, a pond or a lake and all, or a canal, because in those days people every year you have to go and desilt the canal or desilt the lake and all that, correct? Then only you can have water when the rainy season comes, it can hold properly. So everybody is supposed to go and do all this work. It was there in our tradition. In fact, even other thing is what the Purka Karma is so important that all this Annachatra also, whoever comes for travelers and all, somebody has to provide food, correct? So they had all this Dharma Chatras or Annachatra as we call. It was there. Not only for human beings, even for animals. They used to have water in the fields so that animals can drink water. They even used to have a stone because the cows and all can go and scratch its back. There is things like that are there. Okay, or they used to have all these stones on the sides of the road so that people who were carrying, in those days people used to carry load and walk, so they can just put that load easily on the stone and then rest. See, understand that in our culture there was no concept of selling of food. Okay, selling food was supposed to be papa. Only now we have all these restaurants and hotels and all that. That my Guru Swamiji used to be very particular. He never used to go to Bhiksha to people who are selling food, because there was a hotel owner. He used to feel a little, he used to tell me sometimes. But anyway, there are many people, hotel people are also supporting Swamiji, they used to support. But he was not very happy about selling food because it is not part of our culture. Cooked food was always given as dhanam only, annadana only. And we had no restaurants, understand, but all this Tirtha Yatra and all was going on. Because throughout the Tirtha Yatra route, every few kilometers you used to have an Annachatra or a place to stay where they will give you food freely. Whoever is going up and down, they used to get food. So food was always given, and there was an infrastructure for that, understand that. That's why people were able to go up and down. From south people used to go to Kashi, and from north they used to come to Rameswaram. So all these routes, or even people used to go to Dwaraka, this side, Puri, all those, wherever you are going, or Narmada Parikrama. So all these things people were doing even in those days. It's not that only now we are doing. And their stay and food was always taken care of. Nobody was selling food. Of course, that world has changed now. We can't anymore have the same thing again now, I think. But it is still good to know how it was. Okay. Anyway, all these things are also part of Purka Karma. That's what I was trying to tell you. Because there is a wrong notion that somehow the Hindu society was not doing enough charity and all that. That is not correct. See, if you see even Paropakarartham idam shariram, like that is there. This body is for others' purpose only, to help others, to work for others. Like that, that thinking is there. It's that we got plundered by colonialism and all that, and people were so poor. How can poor people do charity? But it's not. It's something. But people blame our culture and tradition for that, which is not correct. In fact, our villages were very self-sufficient, and they were self-governing themselves also. They were not dependent on the state for everything. This freebie culture and begging for everything from politicians and state and all started only recently, I think. Even some 75 years back, 100 years back, each village used to have its own governing council, some panchayat, and they used to do all their work themselves. There was no problem. Even law and order they used to take care. All public works they used to take care. So all that is part of Purta Karma only. So we had this concept of Ishti. So if you want to gain Punya, you can do both Ishti or Purta Karma. Okay. So here anyway the Upanishad is not praising this Ishtapurtam. Understand? Ishtapurtam Varishtam Manyamanaha. So those who think that Ishtapurtam is Varishta means what? It is the best. Okay, it is the best way to gain moksha. Or it is the ultimate. Ishtapurtam Varishtam Manyamanaha. It is the highest. Okay. So what about them? They don't know. Na anyat shreyaha vedayante pramudaha. Pramuda also. Previously also Upanishad used the word mudaha. Here it has put one more prefix. Pramuda. Pramuda means they are well deluded. Okay. So these people are highly deluded. If they think that Ishtapurtam alone is the highest. Okay, it is the best way to gain moksha. Because they don't know any other way. They don't know. Na anyat shreyaha vedayante. So they don't know about moksha really. What is moksha? That is why they are thinking Ishtapurtam is the ultimate or the highest. So Ishtapurtam varishtam manyamanaha pramudaha na anyat shreyaha vedayante or anyat shreyaha na vedayante. That's how we have to understand this. So they don't understand what is Shreyas. Shreyas means moksha here. So they don't know what is moksha really, because they think all this karma alone is important, or the punya gained by doing all this karma is important. So what happens to them again? Nakasya prishte te sukrute anubhutva. Okay, so here Nakasya prishte means, see here the word Nakam has a interesting derivation. Kam means Sukham, okay, and Akam means the opposite of that, Dukkham, and Na Akam means there is no Dukkham, okay, like that. Nakasya, it becomes a word like that, okay. So the word Nakasya has an important or interesting derivation. So Nakasya Prishte means they are in Swarga. They are so due to their own Sukrita, whatever good they have done, all the Ishtapurtam and all, they are all good karma. There is no doubt on that. So whatever Ishtapurtam they have done, because of which they have gained their punya, so whatever good karma they have done, because of that they enjoy this Swarga. And having enjoyed the Swarga, again here the important thing I have told you already, there is no concept of eternal heaven in the Vedic tradition. Understand that. Eternal heaven is illogical. Heaven is fine. Heaven is believable. But there is no eternal heaven. Eternal heaven is not believable because it is illogical. Whatever you gain in time and in space will end with space and time. So there cannot be any eternal heaven. Understand that. So even here it says, having enjoyed this Swarga, okay, what happens? Imam lokam hinataram. They come back, vishanti. So they fall back to this bhuloka. They come back. Hinataram, or even Imam lokam means Imam lokam hinataram va, or even worse than this. Okay, what is worse than this bhuloka means all these other narakadi loka are there, correct? Different types of naraka are there, as I told you, 7 down up to Patala. So all this, they either fall down back to this bhuloka or hinataram, worse than that also. What is that? They can go to hell, different types of naraka. So that's what here the Upanishad is saying. The important point here is what? The karma phala, which is the swarga gamanam, going to the swarga, is not going to be there always. It is also limited. How long you will be there in swarga depends on how much punya you have accumulated. Once this punya is exhausted, you have to come back. So, Chine punye martyalokam vishanti. Like that also there is a statement. Once the punya is gone, depleted, Chine punye martyalokam vishanti. You come back to this world of mortals. Okay, the Devaloka is called the world of immortals, means there is no death or old age and all that in Devaloka. Once you go to Swarga, in Swarga there is no childhood also. You straight away have a nice Deva Sharira and you can enjoy everything. Even the Veda describes Devas are all called Paroksha Priyaha. So in here, if you want to enjoy something, you have to eat it, correct? Let us say, if you want to enjoy something, eating means you have to actually eat it, or actually hear it, actually smell it and all that. In Swargaloka, all that you can do, you don't have to really consume something to enjoy. Just by thinking of something only you can enjoy. It's like that. Or seeing something alone is good enough. So like that, Swargaloka is a nice place to enjoy. Swarga is a nice place. There are no mosquitoes, maybe, I don't know. Correct? So you can enjoy Swarga nicely. But Chine Punye, once the Punya is exhausted, you will simply vanish from there. So there is no old age, there is no death and all that. That's why it is called Amritam. Sometimes even Swarga is called as Amrita and all that. We have to understand it in the proper way. So Nakasya Prishte te Sukrute Anubhutva imam lokam hinataram va vishanti. You have to fall down. Shine punye martya lokam vishanti. Abrahma bonal lokam punaravartinorjana. Like that Bhagavan also says in the Bhagavad Gita. Right from Brahmaloka onwards, all these lokas are all punaravartinaha. Punaravartinaha means what? You have to come back to that place. Means you have to leave it also. Once you go there also, you can't be there always. There is no eternal heaven. You have to fall back. You have to come back there. Means you will go, you have to leave that place, again do karma, again gain enough punya. Then only you can go back there. Like that. That's what is talked about. So the karma phala is not the ultimate. It's not going to give you moksha. It's not going to make you the limitless. It's not going to free you from being a wanting person. Even if you go to Swarga, the Taratamya is there. Okay, even that is talked about. So even in Swarga there are different types of devas are all there. Maybe later on we will learn Taittiriya Upanishad. In Taittiriya Upanishad it talks about a gradation of sukha and all that. So whatever the ultimate sukha we can gain in this earth, okay, 100 times of that the Gandharvas have, and 100 times of that there is a Karma Deva, and like that Deva, it gives a certain gradation. Then even better than Deva, Indra is the Deva Dipati, correct? So Indra has, even there if Indra comes you have to stand up, even though you are a Deva, maybe, I don't know. Then Indra, even Indra has to stand up when Prajapati comes. Like that there is a Taratamya. Taratamya means there is a hierarchy. Okay. So that you can't escape even if you go to the Swarga. Depending on your punya, your place in the Swarga also will be accordingly. And wherever Taratamya is there, you may feel disappointed even there, I don't know. You may think, no, I deserve better than this. I should be the Indra. I should be Prajapati maybe. So you can develop a complex even in Swarga, I don't know. So anyway, whichever way you look at it, Swarga is there, it is a nice place to enjoy and all that, but you have to come back. That is what something you have to understand. Imam lokam heenataram va vishanti. You have to come back to this loka, there is no escape. Okay, so this is something we have to be clear. So again here what this Upanishad is teaching us about the limitations of karma. That's what you have to learn. Whatever you may accomplish. In fact, Taittiriya Upanishad uses a very interesting phrase there. Asishto, Dradhishto, Balishtaha. So when it is defining what is one unit of Sukham in this earth, okay, it is saying a person who is Ashishtaha means well educated. Because a well educated person can enjoy more than an illiterate, uneducated person. Because the range of things which an uneducated person can enjoy is very less. Everybody can enjoy food, but only a refined person may be able to enjoy classical music, let us say, or something classical, literature or a poem. To enjoy that you require a certain education. Or even a beauty in an equation, let us take. Even a mathematical equation is beautiful if you understand it. So for that an educated person can enjoy more. So Ashishtaha, you are, let us say, well educated in all the different fields of education. Just education means not enough, correct? If you don't have good health, let us take Stephen Hawking is there even today. He is having his own problems, correct? He is well respected and all that, but I don't know, his life is still a difficult life. Okay, so if you don't have health, you cannot enjoy. Dradishtaha means what? Drida. Dridam means one who has very good health, very strong person. Okay, so you have education and you have good health and strength. Okay, Dradishtaha. And Balishtaha. Balishtaha is strength actually. Dradishtaha means one who is having good health. Okay. And you have nice strength also, good strength, power. Both physical power and even otherwise. So let us say you are like the president of US. You have all the power, most powerful person. Or you are the king in those days, correct? Chakravarti. You are the king of all the lands. You have done Ashwamedha and everybody is as let your horse through, means they are all subordinate to you. So there is nobody else who is above you, who can overlord you. So such a person is a Balishtaha. He has all the power. So Ashishtaha, Dradishtaha, Balishtaha. And such a person, whatever Ananda that person has, is one unit. And that's what we can gain maximum in this earth, correct? Whatever your accomplishment, let us say, that is like a very nice way of putting it. And Gandharva has 100 times of that. Deva has 100 times of Gandharva also. Like that, it creates a hierarchy for you to see your own limitations. Whatever we achieve here, it's all limited. We have to understand that. And then one more very interesting thing, the Upanishad keeps on saying there, Shrotriyasya cha akamahatascha. So the one who is Shrotriyaha, one who has learned the Shastra, and one who is Akamahataha, one who is not under the spell of one's own likes and dislikes, Kama. Kamahataha means one who is literally killed by one's own desire, correct? Or one who is affected by one's own desires. Akamahataha means one who has mastery over one's own desires. So once the one who has vairagya, one who is having mastery over one's own desires, and one who is shrotriya, one who has studied Vedanta, for him all this ananda is there. Whether it is this ananda in the bhuloka, or ananda of the gandharvas, or ananda of the devas, all the ananda is there for the one who is shrotriya and akamahataha. Like that, that Upanishad talks about. The same thing we have to understand here also. It will talk about later, we will see in a different way. So the idea is what? You have to have this dispassion towards karma phala. Because the most important thing is what you want. You have to be very clear. That itself is not clear for most people. Even why we study Vedanta also, there is no clarity. There is confusion even with respect to that. Vedanta we are not studying for gaining some punya and all that. Vedanta we are studying so that you can transform the way you look at yourself. It has to transform you. It is for self-transformation alone, nothing else. And the way you look at yourself, the world and Isvara, everything has to undergo a transformation. And the transformation only will bring you the ultimate good, the ultimate ananda. So that is what has to be understood. So all other things are not that important. They are not really a purushartha. In fact, in reality, everybody is seeking only the limitless, but they don't know that. But a mumukshu knows that. That is the main difference. And a mumukshu has to become a jignasu also, because limitless cannot be attained here or hereafter. It cannot be created newly. That means I am already the limitless. So the problem now becomes one of ignorance. And if ignorance is the issue, then you have to have knowledge. You have to gain knowledge. So you have to become a jignasu. From being a mumukshu, you have to be a jignasu, and that is why we are studying Vedanta. So why we are studying Vedanta is to gain this knowledge, and in the light of that knowledge, the way I look at myself is going to be transformed. That is what is the important thing. So otherwise, everybody is only deluded. They are all mudaha. They may be accomplished in their own way. That doesn't mean they know. Correct? That is the important thing here. So we'll continue next week. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam
Om Purnamadah Purnamidam
Purnat Purnamudachyate
Purnat Purnamudachyate
Purnat Purnamudachyate
Purnasya Purnamadaya
Purnasya
Purnamadaya
Purnamevavashishyate
Purnamevavashishyate.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.
Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha.
Harihi Om.
Harihi Om.
Om